Hello, guys. So, this will be my fourth day of Inktober that I'm recording for you. I'm actually doing it on the third day for tomorrow. But yeah, I just have my sketch, the transfer onto the watercolor paper that I'll be using, a plate for just mixing 2 things of water, some ink, and brushes that I'll be using. I'm using brushes instead of like a pen because I'm trying to get better with my brushes and like using a pot of ink. Also, because I paint with brushes when I use watercolors, so trying to improve my technique there. And then I also am showing my first 3 days that I did. My theme for Inktober is flower symbolism, so I took the prompt list and um I just matched it up with like flowers because I'm trying to make my art kind of more moody. There's this whole thing about my thesis and like where I want my art to go. Oh, look, using ink there. Yeah, I'm doing this voiceover afterwards, so that's fun. Sorry if I'm awkward. Yeah, I'm using Speedball. What even kind is this? Speedball Super Black India ink because it's waterproof, or it's supposed to be anyway. I think. Anyway, so what was I even saying? Oh, yeah, flower symbolism, yada yada, moody moody, my thesis. I'm trying to branch out and make my art more like what I want to do. So, because it's like I'm in my senior year of art school, and I feel like for the past, like, especially at the beginning, I was trying to do what I thought illustration was supposed to be, and I was trying to like mimic things, and I I wanted to be a viz dev artist. Yeah, that's not happening because I'm like, well, this is what art should be, and I was like learning all these new things, and I was overwhelmed. And as it turns out, I like doing portraits. I like using watercolor, like I already did before I even started like my official art career, which is funny. I'm sorry if nothing I'm saying makes any sense. But yeah, so part of my thesis, I'm like, well, I really want to get back to doing the work that I want to do and what I like to do. But the problem is, I don't really know what that means because I've been doing for like the past 3 years trying to make art that I thought I was supposed to be doing. So part of it is doing Inktober and just messing around and figuring things out because I've also been really intimidated by ink and figuring out what it is like. I like using watercolor. I know that medium. I know how to like manipulate it. I'm not perfect at it, obviously, but I'm comfortable with it. But like ink is like permanent and you can't lift it easily, and like washes have always caused me troubles. And I haven't really tried to use it like for projects or anything, probably like ever since like high school and stuff. So I'm like, I'm gonna give it a go, and I'm actually gonna complete Inktober for once because I've tried. You can look back and find like terrible attempts on my Instagram, but yeah. So I'm trying it like my way with washes instead of like trying to do line, which I could do, and I probably will do some days with like some like line work just by itself in it, but I'm trying to do it the way I want it and the way it'll be useful to me. Yeah, so if you follow this channel or you follow me on Instagram, you'll be seeing a lot more of like who I am and me discovering that. And the reason I'm posting anything of this is because I want to be able to look back on it and like in a few years when I'm in my career a little bit more, and like I'm saying and like a lot because I don't know how to voice over. So sorry. I want to look back and see my growth. Like, there it is again. My growth in my art and personally, and like, is it annoying you? Like, it's annoying me. I'm just so aware of it because, anyway, I'm trying to be figure out what kind of art I want to make. And yeah, also each one of my Inktobers comes with a little poem and it'll be posted on my Instagram if you would like to read it. I used to write poems a lot when I was little, and oh my goodness, stop. I used to write poems when I was a kid. I used to want to be a writer, actually. And then I stopped because I'm like, well, I'm gonna punch myself in the face. I stopped because I was focusing more on illustration and like visual arts, and I was so obsessed with that. And I didn't think that I'd become a writer or anything. Even when I was into like writing, I didn't really truly think I'd become a writer. I didn't think I had a writer's name. But here we are now. And so they have little poems, and I realized that when I write things now, I don't even really care about like sharing them with other people or whether other people like them, which is really refreshing because it's good to have another creative outlet that's not so intense. Because with my illustration, I'm like, well, it's my job and I need people to like it and people to hire me and all this stuff, and I want people to give me money for it. So it's not just a hobby, and it's not just for myself. It's for other people too, but with writing stuff, it's like, I don't really care if it's good. I don't really care if anyone likes it. I'm trying to like share something and like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to explain my feelings or whatever I'm trying to explain, but it doesn't really matter if it's received because I'm not trying to use it for anything other than it existing. I really like where this is going. The hair, see that washiness? It bums me out because later I kind of mess that up. I always like render I'm a millennial or a Gen X or whatever. I always over render my anything, all my paintings. I take it like one step too far and I'm like, no! And then once you go that far, you have to go that far on everything. But hopefully doing this project will help me figure that out a little bit better. But I'm liking it right now, and I wish I kept it that loose, but there's always the next day. Oh, the day theme is, what is even the theme for this day? I'm checking my little list because I'm working ahead, so I don't know off the top of my head, because I'm actually going to finish this time. I'm actually going to finish Inktober. So the day's theme is spell. So I chose the poppy because poppy's opium, dreaming, spell. So that's the flower for the day. I think I already wrote the poem for this. I'm trying to be spontaneous with the poems since I'm not being super spontaneous with the drawings. But yeah, so you'll be able to find that on my... Actually, let's see if I've written it. Sorry, I'm just like on my computer. I'm trying to keep... Nope, I don't have it readily available, the poem. I'm trying to keep this very casual because I like to like watch videos like this while I do other stuff, and I just like hearing people talk. So I'm hoping to attract a demographic like myself and my rambling thoughts, because there's lots of people on YouTube, like lots of art people, and they're like either working as freelance illustrators or they're like 20 something. I'm 20 right now. I'll be 21 in December. Or they're like full-time working, or they're like moms doing like other stuff, or they're whatever. And I love watching all these like YouTube artists, but I haven't really found an artist like me. And I mean, obviously I'm black, so that's obvious. But I mean, there's a few, but that's not even what I mean. And there's lots of women. There's a ton of them. But I mean, someone like me who, I don't know if it's personality or vibes or something, but I'm like, maybe if I started posting stuff, some like similar like-minded people I would find. I don't know, but I'm like, ugh. I'm sorry. But I'm hoping maybe something will come out of this. We'll see. Or it'll just be a video diary that I can see in the past. I hope it's not boring you that I'm doing the slow version of this. I don't really have a plan. I'll probably speed it up once I run out of things to say. It's pretty late while I'm filming this. That's why the lighting's kind of strange. It's 10:07 right now that I'm recording this, and I painted this for... How long did it take me to paint this? At least like an hour, maybe. I don't know. So that's why the lighting's weird, but what was I even saying? It's obvious I have no plan, but yeah, so I'll just keep talking until I get bored. Yeah, so about me a little bit, since this is kind of an intro. My name is Teju. Teju. Not Teju. Not Teju. Not Teju. It's Teju. It's actually not that. If you have to speak it with a Yoruba accent, but I don't have one of those, and my parents will never let me rest, but it's Teju with the emphasis on the first syllable. Not that anybody really cares, but yeah, that's my name. I am 20 years old. I am an illustrator, a painter, a watercolorist, if you will, or at least I'm trying to be. And I go to the Ringling College of Art and Design. I'm a senior, which means it's my last year, and I'm so excited to graduate. I'm working on my thesis, so I'm hoping to share some of that with you guys. And I've actually wanted to do YouTube stuff for a while, but I just was so lazy and didn't have time, and now I'm like, might as well, since it's like I want to also document this process, because something I've been like dealing with and struggling with in like recent years is the fact that I have never really made art just for myself. I know that might seem strange to you. So in high school, when I realized that I wanted to do art for reals, I'll maybe in a future video I'll talk about this whole figuring out art was a thing that was possible. But when I figured out I wanted to do art, I'm like, oh, I have to make a portfolio to get into college. Like, I have to do all this stuff and do figure drawing and blah, 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 whatever. And so all my time from about sophomore year, junior year-ish on was like, I need to make a good portfolio. So that's all I focused on. And then when I got to college, I'm like, well, they're like, well, you need to learn all this stuff. You don't know how to do any of this stuff. You got to get better. So I'm like, well, all my work was like trying to get better and trying to impress my teachers and get good grades and do a good job and learn a lot, which is really nice, and it helped me a lot. Like, if you look back at my work 3 years ago when I began, it's like, what is this? It was so scattered. It was kind of a mess. Not kind of, it was a mess. And then when I got to college, okay, so that happened. And then also everyone's telling me you need to work and make your portfolio because that's what companies are going to look at, and you have to do all this stuff and yada yada yada, and it's so much pressure. And I thought I wanted to do Viz Dev at the time, which didn't help. I was going against what I was to do something that I liked. It took me a long time to realize that the art that you like is not necessarily the art that you need to do. You can like and do something else, but you can also like something, because I love concept art, but it's not for me to do. It's not what I'm supposed to do. And I wasted a lot of time trying to do that instead of doing what comes naturally to me that I also like, you know? I'll make another video on that some other time. But so I was focusing on making a portfolio at first, a portfolio that I shouldn't have been trying to make, and then a portfolio to get in somewhere, and I was like, what am I gonna do? And now I have the opportunity, since I don't need to focus on making a portfolio to get in somewhere, I have the opportunity to figure out what kind of art I like to do. Hopefully by this point I've sped up the video because it seems like it's probably really boring to watch this real time. Although I think it's a good thing to watch people paint real time, but that's another video. See, I keep saying that's another video. Like, I'm gonna make this a real thing, hopefully. But anyway, so right now I'm trying to figure out what kind of art I make without expectation from other people. Yeah, it's part of my thesis and I need to like complete a project, but I've constructed it so it's like me figuring out I like to do this art, or I'll try something and it doesn't work out, and it's just art born from me. It doesn't really have to generate money. It doesn't have to be approved by any particular like art director or any boss or any teacher even. It just needs to be approved by me, and I just have to feel good about making it. I'm not like other people where I am compelled to make art. Like I can't, it's like the one thing I want to do most in a day, because it's not. I love art and it's like a super high priority, obviously, as I've chosen it as my profession, but I'm not the kind of person who is drawing constantly, who can't live without drawing. That's not me. I'm a consumer by nature. It started as a kid when I read a lot, watched a lot of movies, watched TV, mostly read a lot though, and I'm a observer. That's part of my personality type. So I consume in a lot and take in a lot of information. I'm not a natural creator. I mean, obviously a natural creator in the sense that I'm an artist and that an illustrator, and that's part of that. I am a natural creator, but I'm also more of a natural consumer, so I take in things other people create more easily. What was I even saying? I feel like I've gone on tangents. Oh, so I don't naturally make art all the time, so I'm kind of trying to train myself to do that and like get in the habit, because I think about art all the time, but I'm not a person who's always physically compelled to do it. But once I start, it's like I never want to stop. It's very strange and random, and who knows what I'm even talking about. But yeah, what was I even saying to you people? I'm so sorry. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, my Inktober is called Flora and Faces. I feel like I should have explained that at the very beginning of this video. And maybe I said that, but I've already forgotten what I've even said. And if you want to know more about it, you should go to my Instagram and see as it progresses. Hopefully I'll do another speed paint or slow paint, or go along with me paint and chat about random stuff. I'm a senior in art school, so if anybody has questions about my experience like at Ringling or just in general, you can leave those in the comments. But I'm also planning on making just other videos rambling, so look out for those. Maybe I'll be more focused and have notes. I think that soon I'll make a watercolor collection video, because I love watching those, and I feel like it would be nice to show it from someone like me who's like in school and has been collecting. Like, I basically made this collection in the span of a year and a half, because I became super obsessed with watercolors, and I buy like no other things except for food and like going out to eat occasionally with my friends. I have no other hobbies. So collecting those, I've gotten some pretty good deals though, so I'll explain all of that in my video. I hope that you guys stay along for me in this ride, and hopefully I get better at this. But we will see, won't we? We'll see. I don't even know if this is entertaining. Hopefully. you should not be like watching this video actively. You should be listening to this and doing something else. I like to watch videos while I wash the dishes or clean or draw or whatever. So if it sounds like I'm talking like kind of quietly, that's because it's late and I don't want to disturb my roommate. So I'm gonna wrap this rambling up because I can't think of anything else to say. Oh, well, I have my thesis pitch tomorrow. Well, tomorrow from when I'm talking about this. Not necessarily tomorrow from whenever this video comes up. It might be today when this video's up, or it might be 2 days ago. Who knows? But what am I saying? I have my thesis pitch tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty sure it'll go well because I know exactly what I want to do. Anyway, watch till the end and see where this goes. By this point, you're probably seeing how I messed up the hair. Like, I didn't mess it up, but like I definitely rendered it more than it needed to be, and that bothers me. I really like how the poppy turned out, though. I feel like that was a successful flower. I feel like the poppy isn't over-rendered, but the rest of it is, and that's a bummer. But anyway, bye! See you later. Well, not actually seeing you.